Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live. Man, I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall. We got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world. I already see we got a shit ton of comments. I'm sure the notifications are gonna be sent out, and we're gonna be on our way, man. We're gonna give the live about like 5 minutes before we start cooking up. Till then, I hope everybody's doing well. Let me adjust the comments right here. Let me see exactly who's on here. Pagapati said, is the end near for Tank? I don't think this is necessarily the end for Tank. You know what I'm saying? I still think that he put on a good performance. You know what I mean? He still looks sharp. He just went in there with a guy that, understood him well and had the style necessary to give him fits. You know what I mean? Styles make fights. There's going to be people that give you more complicated fights than others, and that's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it's the end. The end is near for Tank. I still think he's one of the best fighters in the world. I think he could beat. In my opinion, based off of what I've seen, I think he could beat some elite level guys. But it's ultimately up to him to face those challenges. You know what I mean? Until then, it's just gonna be like, a lot of question marks around Gervonta. You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely don't think it's the end for him. There's still some big fights that could be made. He can still make a shit ton of money and, legitimately prove himself. A rematch with Lamar Roach will be a step in the right direction. Obviously the Shakur Stevenson fight, Keyshawn Davis, and things like that. But we'll see exactly what he's going to do. StreamYard said Mazuma having the time of his life right now. That's the thing. A lot of people think I'm celebrating Gervonta losing or having a draw, whatever the case is. That's not what it is. But one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to point out the bullshit, the fuckery that's going on. And that fuckery has a lot to do with Gervonta Davis right now. And how the way he was able to get away with that bullshit knee. Forever Dedicated said, huge Tank fight that hurt to watch. Why is that? Why did it hurt for you to watch that? Is it because you were a big fan of him and didn't want to see him go out like that or fight like that? I mean, he got a draw. He didn't necessarily lose. It's not the end of the world, brother. Chris O.Y. says, you think we see an angry, hungry Tank after this? I mean, I hope so. I hope this is something that motivates him and gets him back on the right track and, get him back, hopefully this motivates him to fight the elite level guys because he's getting bashed by the boxing world right now. That's a lot of people are counting him out. So hopefully he uses this as motivation to, put on better performances and actually attempt to prove the people wrong because for a good amount of time now, he's been acting like, he doesn't have to prove anybody wrong. He doesn't care to prove anybody wrong. So we'll see. This might be a blessing in disguise for, Tank and boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? This little setback right here could motivate him or inspire him to do some good things. You feel what I'm saying? Coffee Plant, what up, baby? He said, you still got him over Shakur. I still think he has what it takes to defeat Shakur. But, if he's going to be giving up them early rounds like how the way he's doing and, not stepping on the gas until, last minute or, only fighting in spurts and shit like that, he's going to have a tough time with somebody like Shakur Stevenson. I think he would need to take a page out of Gary Antoine Russell's book and fight every minute of every round if he's looking to beat an elite level fighter like Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is a defensive specialist. He's going to be making you miss a lot. But, to fight him, you got to, on some real shit, be okay with missing. You got to have a high work rate. You got to make this man question himself, from an offensive perspective and make him hesitant to engage with you. And, being, qualitative instead of quantitative against Shakur Stevenson could really make you catch an L. You see what I'm saying? He needs to be a lot more active and he needs to, not fight in spurts, but fight consistently throughout the fight if he wants to beat somebody like Shakur Stevenson based off of what I've seen. The way I've seen Lamont, catching and shooting, I seen him pull countering with his jab. There was a lot of things that, counter punching really well with Tank. And, I seen Tank get buckled. And Shakur, and look, Lamar Roach isn't this big dynamic puncher, but he's a sharp, accurate puncher, which I say to this day, and I've always said is just as dangerous as a power puncher. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got the biggest pop in the world, but you know exactly where to place your punches and you know how to turn your shots over and shit like that, you're just as dangerous as a big, one-punch knockout artists. You know what I'm saying? There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to hurt somebody. There's more than one way to knock them out. You feel what I mean? So if you have at least one, and I know big punchers that aren't accurate and are sharp punchers, and they have trouble getting knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Lamont showed to be a sharp, accurate puncher last night, for sure. He played some good body shots on Tank, some good right hands. You know, we seen a good offensive showcase from Lamont. We seen a great example of, you know, durability, a great chin, endurance, determination. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I seen from Lamont, and that's why his stock is gonna go through the roof, you know, after this fight. Let me see. Somebody by the name of, what's his dude name? King of B More, but Stevenson isn't that good. His fight put people to sleep. So you telling me that Lamont Roach is better than Shakur Stevenson? Is that what we getting off? You already presenting bias just based off of your name. You know what I mean? Ironically, you calling yourself the King of B More. I'm assuming that's Baltimore, and Tank happens to be from there. So you probably have some type of emotional attachment towards him, and you're attempting to discredit somebody who may very well be a threat to Gervonta Davis. You feel what I mean? So I understand why you discredited him, but we're not going to sit here and act like Shakur Stevenson ain't no threat or he's not good. Saying that Shakur Stevenson isn't good when he's a top pound-for-pound caliber fighter, a 3-division world champion, undefeated, and is currently the WBC lightweight champion of the world, you got to be a hater. You got to be a hater. So you got to think, you know what I mean? You could be a fan of somebody. You could root for somebody without hating on the other opposition. That's something that's, you know what I mean, that's a little bit immature on your part. You definitely got to tighten up, brother. Do I know what Murray's is? No, I'm not familiar, Sam. What is that? We're about 7 minutes in. We're about to cook up. Thoughts on the May 2nd fight card? Teofimo versus Arnold Barbosa, a long-awaited mandatory in the WBO. That's a solid fight. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, former unified world champion versus a former undisputed champion. Good fight. And then we got Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. That fight's not going the distance. We got 2 power punches that could end the fight in 1 punch. Ryan Garcia got a mean left hook, obviously, and Rolly is a heavy-handed, you know, explosive puncher with both hands. But, you know, lacks defense. In all honesty, they both lack defense if we being real. But Rolly has shown to be more chinny since his knockout loss to Gervonta Davis. So, and he seems to be a sucker for a left hook, whether he's in there with an orthodox or a southpaw. And we know that Ryan Garcia's bread and butter is the left hook. So a lot of people are looking at this as like Rolly being tailor-made for Ryan. But, you know, if Rolly fights a disciplined defensive, you know, fight, if he fights a disciplined fight from a defensive perspective, he can make some shit happen, but that's easier said than done. That's some black hair grease. That's what Tank had in his eye. That's fucking crazy, Sam. You petty as shit. Trim that. Somebody said trim that stringy ass beard. Why don't your mother come trim it for me? You know what I'm saying? Why don't your mother come trim my beard for me? And your mom pussy might look like my beard, so that bitch need to go get that shit waxed. You feel what I'm saying? So you need to be more concerned about your mother. You feel me? That seems to be somebody you should be more concerned with. Because based off of how the way you hating on this, John, you know what I mean? Your mother probably ain't really instilled no principles in you, or your punk ass daddy. You feel what I'm saying? So I would suggest, you know what I mean, you tighten up as a man and don't be worried about what another man look like unless you a faggot. You feel me? So it is what it is. Can't stand these bitch-ass niggas. Will never say that to my face, but be on here talking greasy. King of B More said if Tank lost, I would say he lost. He threw more power punches. Okay, he threw more power punches, but what you're not acknowledging is that Lamont Roach threw more punches than him overall and outlanded him in the jab department. So let's not make it seem like, you know what I mean, Lamont Roach got completely outclassed. This was a tough competitive fight. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about the statistics that PBC had put up, if we talking about total landed punches, so that means jabs and power shots, Lamont Roach outlanded him. Jabs, he outlanded him. And the jab, if you don't know, is the most important punch in boxing. You feel what I'm saying? The power punches, that's all good. You know what I'm saying? And all that good shit. But, you know, Lamont, he did his thing too. You feel what I mean? And I thought that they both got 6 rounds apiece. But with that voluntary knee he took, that should have been a 10-8. Thus, Lamont Roach should have won the fight by 1 point, brother. It is what it is. But, you know, because I guess he's the draw that he is, and he's this A-side superstar level fighter that he is, you know, Tank got some privilege. If we really looking at this from, just if it's just a regular fight, if you don't know who fighter A is and fighter B is, and they did the same thing, you will be shouting to the masses that needed to be an 8 count. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people trying to disregard it because they Tank fans and they just want to see him win, and they don't give a fuck how he win as long as he win. You know what I'm saying? It's really like homosexual behavior, if we being honest. But you know what I'm saying? And 2 of the judges actually gave round 9 to Tank. Well, what else do we really expect, Bella? Like, you see this shit happen time and time again. And, a lot of these champions, these A-side fighters, I see why a lot of motherfuckers want to be the A-side, because it comes with a lot of benefits. The fact that Tank during the middle of a fight, not during the time where, there's a break and you got a minute intermission until the next round. This dude literally went to his corner. His corner got up on that apron and they wiped his face. That is an automatic disqualification where I'm from. Listen, I'm sanctioned. I'm licensed to corner fights in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, California. I think that's about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the rules have always been. You feel what I mean? Yo, niggas talking crazy. Niggas talking crazy. Niggas said I got bed bugs. JL, that's funny. That's funny as shit. Why he stuck his head out the ring? DQ period. Yeah, absolutely. Steve Willis single-handedly is responsible for Lamont Roach not getting the biggest W of his career. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. No, it's all good. That shit funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't bothering nobody. If it bothered me, I'd be wearing a shirt right now. Like, niggas ain't phasing nobody. That insecure shit, you know what I mean? That's something that your mother do. You know what I mean? And your mother hates you, JL, because when she had you, her stomach had a bunch of stretch marks afterwards, and you the reason why her body looked like shit. You know what I'm saying? You the reason why your mom got a fupa. You feel me? And that's why a lot of niggas don't be wanting, they just be fucking your mom and going about their day because they don't like how she look. So she hates you because of what you did to her body. She can't keep a nigga because of you. So, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Can't really do nothing about that. Yeah, I mean, she could go get a tummy tuck or whatever, but I know y'all broke over there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas got 1 lamp. You know what I mean? No lights in y'all crib. You know what I mean? 1 lamp. You feel what I mean? Dark as shit in that motherfucker. Niggas playing manhunt in your crib because you ain't got no electricity. Nigga talking about stay on topic. All right, well, let's stay on topic. Let's talk about your mother, fam. Your mother's a whore. That's staying on topic. That's what we was talking about, right? Marky Dan talking about that's a little too much. That's funny. Let's stay on topic, fam. Your mother's a whore, too. Shit. But anyways, ain't nobody go dictate or control what the fuck I do on here. So, yo, my niggas with the wrenches, you know what I mean? Get them Johns ready. If niggas start talking crazy, you just smack them with the wrench and have them go about their day. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. Shout out to G-Bo. What up? But anyways, like I was saying, I wanted to talk about the whole fight card in totality because on some real shit, man, we didn't get to really talk about how great the event was, man. It was, every fight was a great fight. If we talking about Sandor Martin versus Albert Puello, that was a phenomenal fight, bro. Phenomenal fight. You feel what I'm saying? Shit, one of the fights of the year, in my opinion, I loved. What? This nigga said he gonna make me bust. What the fuck? Hey, yo, y'all niggas, what is wrong with y'all? Oh no, I gotta get you up out of here. This graveyard getting kind of crazy. You peep that like these type of weirdos come out whenever we start talking about Tank and shit like that. He just bring out the freaks, dog. Like he really bring out the freaks. But let's hit the like button, y'all. We got 35 people. Let's get 35 likes. Let's go. Sandor Martin versus Albert Puello, bro. Amazing fight, man. And on some real shit, man, I was expecting Sandor Martin to just be who he's shown to be in the past, you know, be that outboxer, be on the back foot, check hooks, good jabs, and stuff like that. But he brought out a totally different dog, bro. A totally different dog. You know, and on some real shit, I had Sandor Martin edging out the fight a little bit against Albert Puello. Albert Puello, a great counter puncher, man. He was catching Sandor Martin with some good shit. And if he had a little bit more pop, he probably could have hurt Sandor Martin, possibly got knockdowns or whatever the case is. But, you know, Sandor Martin brought that dog out, man. Was working on the inside, punching the combinations on the inside. Puello would land some sharp shit in between. So there was a lot of rounds that was hard to score. You feel what I'm saying? It was a great competitive fight, man, from the beginning to the end. Albert Puello, you gotta understand, we in Albert Puello backyard. This was a PBC event, from what I understand. Albert Puello is a PBC fighter, and you know, it sucks because it seems like Sandor can't get the judges to look his way, even after putting on some solid performances. Like, you know, he beat Mikey Garcia, who happens to be one of my favorite fighters of all time. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't get the nod against Teofimo Lopez. A lot of people thought he beat Teofimo. You know what I mean? Made Teofimo touch the earth. You know what I'm saying? And then we also got he wasn't able to get this decision against Albert Puello, man. But Sandor Martin, in my eyes, is still a top, you know, contender in the 140-pound division. And I think because he put on a good performance, man, there's some other good fights that could be out for him to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think him versus Jack Catterall would be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a good little stylistic matchup. And, you know, they both coming off losses, so why not? You know, there's a lot. 140 is stacked, so there's a lot of fights that he could make and, you know, really put together. And it'd be, you know, a good, solid co-main event, you know, opening bout just like the Albert Puello fight was. And, you know, he could continue to make money. You know what I'm saying? But Sandor Martin is a serious threat for anybody in the 140-pound division. You know what I mean? Just keep hitting them with the wrenches, man. I ain't about to keep acknowledging these dudes and talking crazy and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this one. What that one John say? That's funny. Niggas talking shit about my skin. That's all good. They definitely tweaking. But if I start talking crazy on her, stick to the topic, fam. Y'all faggot ass niggas ain't even sticking to the topic in the comments. So why the fuck would I stick to the topic during the video? You said I feel bad for Sandor because he probably not getting another opportunity. You know, that may be a harsh reality, but I think that if Sandor Martin gets back in the winning column, them sanctioning bodies might be able to, you know, put something together for him or you know, put him in a title eliminator, you know, or maybe become somebody mandatory eventually. You feel what I'm saying? So as long as Sandor, you know, has the right people around him, the right management to get him some solid fights, or at least is in the sanctioning body's good graces. Because, look, he got one shot for the WBO, from what I understand. Then he just fought for the WBC. So, you know, they're well aware of who he is, and I think he'll get another opportunity. But he's gonna have to get some meaningful wins under his belt. He's gonna have to get another Mikey. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to get another solid name under his resume, where when he gets the W, they'll be like, all right, we gotta see Sandor back in the mix, or you know what I mean? We it's time for him to get another opportunity because it's well deserved. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that's the only way. He just got to get back in the win column. You know, just like Subrel did. And shout out to Subrel Matias for getting a good fucking win, bro. You know, I fell asleep. I fell asleep watching one of his fights. Not because it was boring. Obviously, it was exciting. But, you know, I was exhausted. I had a long day today. And, you know, my son, he wake up early. He be waking me up. And I only slept for like 4 hours last night. I mean, we was on live till like 3 in the morning. I mean, my son woke up at 8. I ain't fall asleep till like 4. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little rough, so I had to get me a nap and all that good shit. You feel what I mean? But, yeah, man. He said Gary Antoine Russell beats the shit out of the dwarf. Wow, Yasir Ali out here snapping, defending his boy Gary Antoine. Speaking of Gary Antoine, let's actually talk about that because I think he had the performance of the night, if we being real. Besides Lamont Roach, but in terms of like total dominance, if we talking like total dominance, Gary Antoine got it by a mile, in my opinion, man. He went up against Rayo Venezuela, and I told you guys from the very beginning, shout out to the 47 people that's in the building. Let's get the likes up. I told you guys from the very beginning that I thought Gary Antoine Russell was going to pull off the W against Rayo Venezuela, and I told you that his key to victory, in all honesty, was his volume, his activity. I thought he was going to outwork Rayo Venezuela, and that's exactly what happened, man. Rayo, he came out, he played some good body shots, and in all honesty, you could see that Russell, he was durable, you know what I'm saying? He took the body shots, but you could tell at the same time that, he definitely felt them, Jones. He admitted it during the post-fight press conference. He was like, well, I'll tell you what, he hit harder than Puello. So that lets you know that Rayo definitely got some pop. I've seen dude concuss motherfuckers with one shot, so obviously Rayo definitely has that in his arsenal. But, he was able to weather the storm. He was able to get through some big shots, showcased a great chin. And he was working Rayo, man. And Rayo got this tendency where he seems to shell up while dudes is getting punches off. We seen it against Chris Colbert, and that might have been the reason why, it cost him, the first fight he had with Colbert. He ended up avenging it. But he just got this bad tendency where he just lets off of the gas. And I don't know if that's I don't know if that's like a not trusting his conditioning type thing, or his style. He's just not really into throwing a lot of punches because he's a power puncher. A lot of power punchers don't seem to let their hands go too much. Like Tank, for example, they said that he got like a high knockout ratio, but he got one of the lowest punch counts by round. You feel what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? He just couldn't deal with the volume and the pressure that Gary Antoine was putting out there. I told you guys that he was a totally different, obstacle in comparison to Isaac Cruz. He attempted boxing in the beginning, but it was just too much. The explosiveness, the hand speed, the volume, his conditioning was superb. He was in phenomenal shape, man. Like, he treated the 12th round like the first round. You feel what I mean? So he's definitely doing his thing. Oh, y'all can see the game she playing through the reflection. Yeah, that's my girl playing. Who the hell is Tamska Smith? She said, wow, Tank had a bad fight and everyone turned against Tank. That's fucked up. I think Tank Davis come back. Y'all gonna be sucking on something. It's okay. The boxing world been hating on Tank. First of all, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Because if you watch this fucking channel, you would know that we don't really rock with Tank like that. There's a lot of shit that Tank do that we don't agree with. You feel what I'm saying? And we keeping this shit 1,000. Y'all the type motherfuckers that y'all such big fans of Tank that it's like y'all go out of y'all way to avoid the truth. We don't avoid the truth on here, whether we like people or not. You know what I mean? Tell your mother to, okay. You a little nasty bitch. I could tell you one of them angry fat bitches that your nigga don't want you. So you on here in people comment section dicky, and you probably a nigga for real, for real. And if your mother named you that, you know what I mean, you was probably born a faggot any fucking way. So let's just get him up out of here. You know what I mean? Niggas was waiting on Tank to have a bad night. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I told you guys when y'all watch my channel that I think it was better for boxing if he beat Lamont Roach. So in reality, I was rooting for Lamont Roach, but I'm not the type of motherfucker that's going to ignore what I see. That's definitely not what it is. I'm not going to ignore what I see. If I feel like a motherfucker fucking up, or I feel like a fighter lost, or, you know what I mean, there was things that they didn't do right, or a fighter got off on them, that's what I'm going to talk about. It's just crazy that y'all doing everything, y'all saying everything and doing everything except acknowledging the fact that this motherfucker was blessed with privilege in this fight. He was blessed with A-side benefits in this fight. You feel what I mean? Y'all not talking about how, that 8 count should have been counted. Y'all not talking about how he left that bitch with a draw. He was happy that he got a draw because in reality, if they would have given him that 8 count, we would be talking about how Tank lost to Lamont Roach, a motherfucker who moved up in weight. had no business being at 135, and it was essentially, if we keeping it a buck, was a cherry pick for Gervonta Davis because Gervonta Davis had plenty of guys in the 135 division that he could have fought. And he chose to fight a guy who was a champion at 130 instead. Like, it's so, like, y'all motherfuckers love to avoid the truth. And y'all rather come and criticize me. Y'all niggas talking all types of shit about me when, you know what I mean? Y'all don't want to face what's in front of y'all. What the fuck y'all worried about me for? Why y'all worried about my skin? Why y'all worried about what the fuck I look like? You know what I mean? That should be the least of y'all worries. But y'all know y'all rather address me or talk about what the fuck I look like in comparison to talking about what your fighter just went through, which was low-key a ass whooping. Like your boy was getting beat to the punch. He was getting counter punched. He was getting wobbled, all types of shit. But y'all worry about me. He's not the first look at John Raven's comment. He's not the first boxer to get the A-side privileges though. Bud and Floyd got dropped and didn't get called. Bro, what does that got to do with anything? You know, Bud, okay, he held boy, he got dropped. He got up and he stopped the dude though. Floyd got what he got dropped by Zab Judah. He came back and won the fight convincingly. What about Tank? What about Tank? Tank clearly intentionally took a knee. You know what I'm saying? Had a close fight, and the only reason why he won the fight is because they didn't count him taking the knee. And as far as I'm concerned, I never seen Bud or Floyd go to their corner during the middle of a round and have their corner come and wipe their eyes because they had braid juice in their motherfucking eyes. I never seen that. Yeah, like, but it's just like y'all sound like them little badass kids at school. Like, they break something in class or whatever the fuck, they get caught doing something they ain't supposed to be doing. Well, I ain't the only one that doing it. So the fuck what? You the one who got caught, so we the one that we addressing. You see what I mean? And Ralphie brings up another great point. Why is Tank talking about how, you know, he could have stopped him and did all this shit, but then when they talk about him fighting Lamont next, they talking about, oh, you know, I want that fight to be next, but it ain't going to be next. Okay, so what's next then, Tank? Oh, you'll hear about it soon. Like, what? Like, what? The fuck is you talking about, bro? What the fuck is you talking about? How is Lamont Roach not next? Who the fuck is that important of a fight right now where it trumps the Lamont Roach rematch? If it ain't Shakur or any other champions at 135, bro, it don't make sense for you to say that another fight is more important than Lamont Roach. You got to get that back. So on some real shit, bro, we really need to stop comparing this nigga to Floyd and all this shit. First of all, this motherfucker Tank, for as many pay-per-view fights that he's had, he has not had not one big fucking fight that stands out on his resume. That's one. We still bragging about the Pedraza win, and that was almost a decade ago. So that's one. Floyd done fought Hall of Famer on top of Hall of Famer on top of Hall of Famer and beat them convincingly. Stop comparing this nigga to Floyd. Another thing, when Floyd felt like a fight was close or he ain't like how the way a fight went out, he did immediate rematches, whether we talking about Jose Luis Castillo or we talking about Marcos Maidana. Got that shit back and won convincingly each time he did the immediate rematch. Stop comparing these niggas to Floyd, bro. Who was in Tank's locker room that he all quiet about? They speculating that it's either Jake Paul or fucking Isaac Cruz. First of all, Isaac Cruz, what was this? He lost to Rayo Venezuela for one. And then he just came back and beat this other dude in a close fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? A close fucking fight. And then you talking about Jake Paul, bro. Y'all about 60 pounds away from each other, bro. He fought at heavyweight at his last fight. Tank struggled to make 135. How the fuck are y'all going to make that fight happen? What's the catch weight? What commission is going to allow that? As a matter of fact, I'll take that back. Commission, all you got to do is pay them niggas off. You know what I mean? That's what Jake Paul did for the Mike Tyson fight. You feel me? But how y'all even... There's so much of a difference in weight. Who's going to allow that? You feel what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Bella Fabe, yeah, Fierro was giving Isaac Cruz everything he was looking for. Gave him a tough-ass fight. That's who you going to fight next? So Isaac Cruz is there's more of a demand for Isaac Cruz in comparison to Lamont Roach? I think the fuck not. Not after last night. Not after last night. Jibo says, trash, run the rematch? Absolutely. What the fuck is John Ravens talking about? Who's talking about Ryan or Haney, cuz? Yo, this nigga petty as shit. This nigga said grease in my his name is Grease in My Eye Boxing Talk. That is hilarious. We will recommend the finest of greases so he can have a quick return where he will have full vision and awareness to slip incoming punches. That is funny as fuck. That is funny. I ain't gonna lie to you. The fucking entertainment on the internet is real. Shout out to the 75 people that's in the building. D said, only thing I'll say is Shakur and Haney still don't beat Tank. They got better skills than Lamont, but they don't got the heart and chin like he do. He took some of Tank's biggest shots. Hey, listen, man, that's your opinion, but that doesn't take away from the fact that those are still fights that are high in demand, in terms of demand. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see if I can add somebody to this, John. Let me see. I don't know if I can add anybody, bro. I don't think I can add anybody to this live stream. My fault, Lo. But, I heard that grease in my eye song. No, I haven't. I haven't been really searching the net all like that, bro. I just been talking to the people that, you know what I'm saying? The people that I talk to on some boxing shit. I mean, shout out to the people who got 31 likes in the building. Thank you very much. If y'all could hit that like button to get the algorithm on the up so the people know that Mazuma TV is live, that'd be very much appreciated. So, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Besides, like, the controversy that happened in the Tank fight, man, it was a great back-and-forth contest, bro. Great competitive scrap. Lamont Roach, you know, he proved a lot of people wrong. I think a lot of people underestimated Lamont Roach. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he was getting stopped between 6 to 7 rounds. He proved me wrong. He actually made it throughout the entire course of the whole fight without hitting the canvas or anything of that nature. He proved that he belonged to be in he belonged in the ring with Tank last night, despite moving up in weight and all that good stuff, man. He proved a lot of people wrong. His stock done went through the roof, and he's about to be a relevant name in the sport of boxing. There's gonna be a lot more eyes on him in his next fight because of this performance. So he might have, gotten the draw and stuff like that, but they gonna the way his stock go up. The way his stock is going to go up after this fight, you would think that he beat Gervonta Davis. And in reality, he should have beat Gervonta Davis with the circumstances that occurred throughout the course of that fight. Tank got a boss named Amazon and Al Heyman. That sounds good. Thoughts on T.O. next fight? I mean, it's Arnold Barbosa. You know, listen, Arnold Barbosa has been getting avoided by Teofimo Lopez for a good amount of time now. You know, he's been trying to belittle Arnold Barbosa, and all Arnold Barbosa been doing is, getting W's and making a strong claim for himself to be the #1 contender for the WBO. So I think this is a fight that Teofimo Lopez can win convincingly. I'm not too impressed by Arnold Barbosa, but I'm not going to sit here and act like he's not worthy of the opportunity. You feel what I mean? And for some strange reason, Teofimo Lopez hasn't been too optimistic about fighting Arnold Barbosa. But I guess since, Turkey Al-Sheikh is involved and he's paying Teofimo some good money, I'm assuming, Teofimo Lopez has made an exception for that fight. He's talking about, I don't fight. Nigga, I will beat the shit out you in real life. You and your dad. You know what I'm saying? I'll beat you and your dad ass. How about that? Oh, if you don't believe me, y'all can come see me. Y'all know, y'all can Google Pivot Boxing Academy. PIVOTTBOXINGACADMY. Y'all can come see me at 5:30 Monday through Friday, and I bet you I'll punch you in your mouth if you talk crazy. Oh, and you might get jumped. I don't know. John Raven said, y'all probably believe he was fighting Jake Paul. Niggas believe anything on the internet. Listen, the reality of the situation is we don't know who he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, John Ravens, if you feel like you know all the answers, why don't you reveal who was in his locker room? Do you know who was in his locker room? Because he said that person was at his fight and he popped up in his locker room. We don't know who was in his locker room, so this is purely speculation. We don't believe in anything until the information comes out. Just like Canelo was fighting Jake Paul. That fight was going to happen. Jake Paul showed a whole fucking agreement between him and Canelo that was signed off. On. If Turkey Al-Sheikh ain't locked in a 4-fight deal with Canelo, most likely Jake Paul was going to fight Canelo. Your girl low-key nice. You watching her? You watch her through the reflection? You got to stay focused, my brother. But yeah, she is nice. But she before... You know what I mean? Before she met me and shit, she was a little gamer or whatever. She just bought a PS5, so she breaking that shit in. Who you got, Haney, next fight? I mean, I think Haney going to outbox Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? Jose Ramirez, he's a quality fighter, former unified champion, one of the best 140s in the world at one point in time, but I do think he slipped a little bit. But at the end of the day, we got to see, you know, what's going on with we got to see what's going on with Devin Haney. You feel me? We got to see how he looks after the Ryan Garcia fight. We can't ignore that, you know, he took a lot of punishment against Ryan. He's coming off of a pretty solid layoff as well. So we got to see how he come out. But, you know, if he's himself, I think his jab will do the job. I think he'll box him. I think that Jose Ramirez will have a hard time touching him. And if he fights a smart, disciplined game plan against, you know, Jose Ramirez, I think that he beats him by unanimous decision. Gary Russell at 140. What about him, Ralphie? What about him? I thought he looked phenomenal last night. Y'all saw how Tank hairstylist put him on blast. What did she say? What could she really say?
Oh my God, bro, I'm so good.
Can we continue to talk about the rest of the card? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it seemed like everybody want to talk about Ryan and Devin and all this other shit because they trying to deflect from the fact that, you know, Tank looked like dog shit last night. Well, he ain't look like dog shit. He just was in a real tough fight. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to deflect to talk about Devin and Ryan and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Pitbull was in the waiting room? What you mean? What does that mean? What? Yo, the weirdos is out tonight, cuz. But like I said, man, that PBC card last night, phenomenal. I like what I saw, man. I also didn't even get to talk about the J-Rock and what's his name again? Tellez fight. Ioannis Tellez. It was a good fight, man. You know, you could tell that J-Rock done lost a step, unfortunately, man. I think J-Rock from a few years back would have gave Tellez. How you say this nigga name? Is it Tellez? J-Rock was giving him some problems, man. The feints was freezing Tellez. You know, J-Rock came out with a strong, authoritative jab, you know, in the beginning of the fight. I seen Tellez hit J-Rock with some shots that seemed to bother J-Rock, but he recovered pretty good. And, you know, I think what it was, I don't know if he lost a step or his body just not, you know, able to get through these rounds how he used to in like previous fights or whatever, because I do think that Jason Rosario fight took a lot out of J-Rock. But regardless, you know, I think he just pretty much lost steam. It's almost like how Mario Barrios has been fighting lately where, you know, he'll start off well, and then when he gets to the mid to later rounds, you know what I'm saying, he slowly but surely falls apart. I don't know if it was the body shots that did it for Tellez or whatever that was landing on J-Rock, because I did see him land some good body shots as well. I don't know exactly what it was. But, you know, he allowed Tellez to out-hustle him. He allowed him to outwork him, and I think that's what played the difference, man. If J-Rock would have just, you know, stood, you know, behind that jab, you know what I'm saying, shot his combinations, turned Tellez, kept them feints out there and stuff like that, he might have gotten an upset. You feel what I'm saying? But you could tell J-Rock has lost a step, unfortunately, man. He's up there in age. I believe he's 34 years old. You know, he has taken some punishment. And, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's over for J-Rock, but in terms of, like, you know, him being in the 160 division, I don't really see, and this ain't no disrespect to Breadman because I have him on the show here and there, and he's always been a good dude, you know what I mean, stand-up individual, solid trainer. I love what he does in the sport of boxing, what he contributes to boxing. You know, Breadman has been a part of some great fights in the sport, whether we talking about J-Rock, Jamal, whether we talking about Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, and stuff like that. Like, he's been a part of some, no, I'm sorry, yeah, wait. He was a part of the Caleb Plant Benavidez fight, right? Yeah, he was. So, you know, Breadman has contributed a lot to the sport of boxing. He's helped progress the sport of boxing. So I salute him. So ain't no disrespect when I say this, but I don't see J Rock, competing for a world title at 160. I think his world title days are behind him, if we being real. But he's definitely. He said haircut time. I agree with you, brother. Ken, I agree with you, man. You know what I mean? I need a brush. You know what I'm saying? My hair all standing up and shit like that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I ain't tripping. My girl like how I look. That's all that matter. And, I'm about, after we get off of this, you know what I'm saying? I might shoot for baby number 2. You know what I mean? Why you think the ref didn't give him a 10 count? I have no idea. I'm not in that ref mind. I don't know exactly why he chose not to do that. I think he went against, the policies that referees are supposed to abide by, if we being real. I don't know, man. Maybe he wanted to give Tank the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. I think at a high level, these referees be real careful with what they do because they don't want to, hurt the higher-ups' feelings or fuck up what they got going on. I don't know. It's a lot of politics that's in this shit. We already know there's politics in everything that's associated with money, whether we talking about the streets, whether we talking about basketball, NFL, boxing is no different, man. So I'm not necessarily surprised. You know what I'm saying? T said, why didn't the roast team try to appeal the decision? Even if it doesn't change, at least make the public know you feel strong about the win. Teach, that's a great question, Teach. I don't know. And maybe they are doing something behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on that, but considering that they both PBC fighters, I believe Lamont Roach is Lamont with the PBC?
Oh, we're so trash.
Is Lamont with the PBC? Let me check something real quick. Because if he is, you know what I mean, it might be a conflict of interest if he were to go against, I don't know. Lamont is with Pro Box? Oh, okay. So, if that's the case, if I'm a part of his team, I'm definitely disputing that. What could the commission really say that I'm wrong about? Is there anything necessarily to debate? If you're intentionally taking a knee, that should be an 8 count, and that should affect the scorecard with a 10-8 round. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like that would be an easy thing to dispute. But, these commissions nowadays, man, I highly doubt that they'll go and reverse this, decision or anything like that because they all about the money. So why would they go and turn this shit around and get Tank in their bad graces when they could just have a rematch happen and make even more money off of the fight? You feel what I'm saying? Lamont got the W with the people. That's what I'm noticing. That's what I'm noticing. There's not many people backing Tank on this situation. And if they are backing Tank, they just trying to defend him like, man, y'all just hating on Tank. Y'all just hate. They not really saying shit. They just talk about, oh, man, you just hating on Tank. They not bringing no facts to the table. They ain't bringing no strong case or angles, nothing like that. Oh, y'all only think Lamont won because, Tank didn't get the knockout. Not really, because he didn't get the knockout against Eastside Cruz, and I thought he beat Eastside Cruz clearly. So try again. Do I give Lamont a chance against Shakur? I think that Shakur is a bad style for Lamont. And I say that, and this ain't me discrediting Lamont or anything like that, but based off of what I saw, I don't think that Shakur is going to sit there in the pocket with Lamont and trade with him. You know what I'm saying? Lamont likes to, come forward. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, this game distracted me a little bit. But Lamont likes to come forward, have his Philly shell, high guard, whatever the case is, and he likes to walk you down and fuck you up. You feel what I mean? And he got some little crafty skills behind him as well. I like how the way he counter punches. I like his pull counters. You feel what I'm saying? And he's a sharp puncher, so he's dangerous. But I don't think that Shakur's gonna give him the opportunities that Tank gave him. Tank stood in front of him. They was fighting on the inside at certain points. I don't think Shakur going to take them risks. He's a lot more cautious. And because he's a lot more cautious, I see Lamont missing a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they knew. Yo, I seen people literally on social media like, Tank didn't lose, so I'm going to sleep good tonight. Like, nigga, what? I never seen a fan base be so content with a draw. Like, you satisfied with that? You satisfied with that? A draw on your record. You satisfied with that? That's how you know you really lost. Jibo says rematch with Tank versus Roach. Who you got and who's the favorite? Well, that's pretty tough to call, Jibo, but that's a great question. And the reason why I say that's tough to call is because you already know Tank gonna go to that. He gonna go into the lab. He gonna notice what he did wrong. You know what I'm saying? And look to make those adjustments. And Tank is capable of making adjustments. So I think that he could really come back and do some damage and, possibly, get a clear win with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach, on the other hand, he was already confident in himself, but being that he actually experienced Tank and what he brings to the table, now he's going to be even more confident, and he might even step on the gas a little bit more and even take even more chances because he knows in his mind that Tank can't really do anything with him in terms of hurting him, stopping him, or anything like that. And, it's still possible that Tank can stop him. All it takes is one clean shot. You get hit in the right spot, you could go out. But Lamont probably feeling like, from his perspective, man, Tank hit me with his best shots, and that shit ain't do nothing to me. I'm confident in my ability of taking Tank shots, and now I'm gonna take more chances, and that shit could be a bad draw for Tank as well because, Lamont had a lot of success landing shots on Tank. So if he takes more chances, he could probably land even more shots on Tank, and Tank has shown to have a little bit of problem with Lamont's power. Tank played with that boy. Oh, yeah, JC. Tank definitely played with that boy and got a draw. You play with a nigga. How you play with a nigga and not win? How the fuck you sound? Yeah, he played with that boy and didn't get a win. Usually when you play with niggas, you know what I'm saying, you just toying with them and you just get an easy dub. These niggas is goofy, bro. They friends. Okay. So because they friends, you know what I mean? Tank just let them get a draw against them. You see how stupid you sound? You see how illogical that sounds? Idiots. Who the fuck would say that? You the only nigga on earth that said that. Don't nobody agree with you. You the only nigga that see what you see. Tank played with him. Take time y'all niggas on. But anyway, what do y'all think is next for Albert Puello, man? Albert Puello got a close win against Sandor Martin, man. And, he's still the WBC champion of the world. Obviously, Devin Haney's looking to fight at 147 in his next bout. You know what I mean? So he's not like he's going to activate his champion of recess thing and fight Puello for the belt. Who does, on some real shit, I think the fight that makes the most sense is him fighting Gary Antoine Russell in the unification fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only fight that makes sense for both of them. You know what I mean? They fought each other before. Puello squeaked out a win. Some people thought Gary Antoine won the fight. What? I think that's the fight that makes the most sense for both of them, if we being real. You feel me? I don't really see anybody else that'll stand out more than them two facing each other. The WBC and the WBA being on the line, meaningful fight. And on some real shit, whoever wins that fight between Antoine and Puello, you know what I mean? They got a strong case for being that man in the division because they got two of the belts while everybody else got one. So if Gary and Puello fight each other, if Gary wins, which I think he'll be able to defeat Puello this time around, you know what I mean? That just leaves Teofimo Lopez. And who's the Teofimo Lopez? And why I always forget the other fucking champion. Who's the other champion? If they get two belts, who's the IBF? Who's the IBF champion at 140? Hitchens, I'm sorry. Hitchens. Damn, how I forgot that. But that really makes them, that gives them a strong case of being the man in the division because they got the majority of the belts. They got the most belts. You feel what I'm saying? Tio got the WBO in the ring. Yeah, he got the ring, but, they don't really count them as one of the major titles, you know what I mean, when talking about Undisputed. You feel what I'm saying? The Ring magazine got his history, you know what I mean, especially since Turki Al-Sheikh bought it, they've been giving it a lot more credit and, recognition. But when we talking about the 4 major belts, the Ring magazine isn't it isn't the one that's, you know, brought up. Let me see that. What he say? Tank is gonna rematch Pitbull. That's a terrible fight if he were to do that. But then I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, Calvin Ford was running all up and down talking about how, yeah, like pretty much saying they only want to fight Hispanic fighters because black and Hispanic fighters what sells and black versus black don't sell. But they went and fought Lamont anyway. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, you know, Lamont ain't Hispanic. Is Tank's career tarnished? Not necessarily. He got a draw. We know plenty of fighters who had draws in the past. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, their legacies wasn't ruined as a result. But he definitely got to get that back. Because if he go and he ignore that, act like that fight, you know what I mean, is meaningless, it's going to make him look bad for sure. Hitchens should fight Matias, but Eddie is talking about Hitchens Kambosos. If Kambosos wins his tune-up fight, well, that's a fucking terrible fight. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like Hitchens versus Kambosos, why would we even care to watch that fight? Absolutely meaningless. Kambosos has done nothing in the 140-pound division. On some real shit, I hope that whole shit is shot down. I hope that Kambosos loses his next fight. You know what I'm saying? So we could avoid that altogether. Hitchens needs to go up against Subriel Matias. You know what I mean? I don't like how the way he went about that situation back when Subriel was champion. And for him to really get my respect, he going to have to spin that block, fight Subriel Matias, and do what he can to beat him. Because as of right now, it seemed like Subriel got him shook or something. That's just my personal opinion. But Hitchens versus Kambosos is terrible. But shout out to Kambosos' management team because they always put him in positions to get big fights and make a shit ton of money. Yasir Ali said, who's your favorite fighter? I talk about it all the time, brother. Boots. I like Jerron Ennis. I like David Benavidez. I like Jesse Rodriguez, a.k.a. Bam. Blue Blood just got word that Tank is fighting Jake Paul next. That's a terrible fight. That's a terrible fight. But, you know, I can see why they doing it. You know, the casuals and, you know, It's gonna be a lot of money on the line, and Jake Paul be cashing motherfuckers out. What's Mike Tyson got? 20 million, 25 million? You know what I'm saying? And it'll be hard for Tank fans to justify that because they keep talking up and down about how, you know, he shouldn't fight no fucking Devin Haney and stuff like that because, you know, Devin Haney is a 140 and you know, Tank don't want to fight 140 niggas and, you know, he's really a 130. He's just comfortable at 35 that he go ahead and fight a nigga who just fought at heavyweight in his last fight. Wouldn't that be so ironic how, you know, the guys that we want to see a fight too big to fight him and all this shit, they using the size excuse and then they go fight Jake Paul who fought Mike Tyson, a heavyweight legend, fought Mike Tyson at heavyweight in his last fight. Who do you think can clearly beat Tank? I don't know. Because, you know, I still think that Tank has what it takes to beat a lot of these guys. You feel me? That's just my personal opinion. I don't know who could clearly beat Tank. You know what I'm saying? I hold Tank to high regards. I don't like his opponent selection, and I think his resume is trash. Tank fighting Paul is saying I'm retired. Or he just like on some Canelo shit where it's just like, show me the money. I don't really care about fighting the best guys. But at least Canelo fought some of the best guys. You feel what I'm saying? At least he fought a Cotto. He fought a Shane Mosley. He fought a Floyd Mayweather. He fought a fucking Austin Trout. He fought a Arislan DeLara. He fought a Triple G. Even at 68, he fought some of the best guys. You know, a Billy Joe, a Caleb Plant. You know, Callum Smith. He fought these guys. Can't say the same about Tank. There's no... If Tank fight Jake, he a prostitute for real. Yeah, I see what you're saying. He a sellout for sure. But you know the Tank fans gonna justify it. They gonna justify it. And if Jake end up punching on Gervonta Davis, I don't want to hear none of that shit. For real, for real. Let me get something to drink real quick. Canelo only ducked Benavidez. I'm not going to say that was the only person that Canelo ducked. That's not true. Where do I rank Bam pound for pound? Let me see if I can pull up my pound for pound list. Because we actually, if you were to go on YouTube right now and put Mazuma TV pound for pound list, I literally sat with all the people that was in the chat and made a pound for pound list together. Let me see. Damn, hold up. I must have deleted it. Yo. The last joint I did was back in January where we were giving out like Mazuma TV awards. But for some reason, I can't find. Nah, he definitely ducked Demetrius Andrade, though. Demetrius Andrade was champion at the same time as him at 154. He was a champion at 160 while Canelo was there, or at least was like going up and down the divisions. You know, he definitely avoided Demetrius Andrade. And I know they be clowning Andrade and, you know, talking all this. Hold on, I can pull up my pound for pound list right now. I know it's like, oh, you want payday? Nigga, everybody want a payday. Don't nobody box for free. You one of the niggas who want a payday. So it was a little funny moment or whatever the case is. But, you know, at the same time, Canelo definitely avoided Triple G. We not about to sit here and, Canelo definitely avoided Demetrius Andrade. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. Let me pull up my community page for y'all. Let me see. Where the fuck is it at? The laptop is, it's a lot harder to find shit on the laptop, bro. I'm telling you. View my channel. Was it post? Yeah. So, the pound for pound list that we made, and this was 4 months ago, we made a pound for pound list. So I don't know who actually asked that. Oh, Yasir Ali. So we had Bam number 5 on the pound for pound list 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? We probably might have to do some updating, but number 1 was Terrence Crawford. Obviously that needs to be changed, in my opinion. Number 2, Alexander Usyk. Number 3, Nayua Inoue. Number 4, Artur Beterbiev. 5, Bam Rodriguez. 6, Dimitri Bivol. 7, Devin Haney. 8, Shakur Stevenson. 9, Junto Nakatani. And number 10, David Benavidez. And we base our pound for pound list based off of, you know, resumes, skill set, and accolades. Resume, skill set, and accolades. You feel what I mean? A lot of people got different criteria. It's all opinionated at the end of the day. But there's definitely some shifting around that we got to do, for sure. You know, I gotta put Usyk number 1. You know what I mean? Drop Crawford to number 2. Do I work out here and there? Not really. Not really. Yeah, Yasir said no Boots. Yo, listen, Boots is one of my favorite fighters, but like I said, we based this pound for pound list based off of resumes, which I think is the most important, skill sets, and accolades. Resume, skill set, accolades. And Boots, he has the skill set. He has all the skills in the world. But he doesn't have the resume or the accolades to be on this list as of right now. A fight with Stanionis is a step in the right direction, though. Usyk Dubois next. I like that fight. You know, Dubois been on a hell of a run since he lost to Usyk, so. Dubois knocked out Usyk with a clean body shot. Well, technically he didn't. You know what I mean? Usyk got away with selling at the Body shot was a low blow. But he didn't get knocked out. That wouldn't be true. Dubois got knocked out. He got stopped. So that's the reality. But I do agree that body shot was on the belt line. But Usyk, being the crafty person he is, he was able to sell it as if it was a low blow. And it is what it is. He got away with it. Let me see. He said, "No, get Haney out of there." I know you would like for me to get Haney out of there, but, you know, unfortunately, he's on the list. You know what I'm saying? He got cheated by somebody who was on PEDs, and then we just gonna act like he didn't accomplish what he accomplished. That's funny. Jay said, "I'm new to your stream. Much respect to you. Salute, brother. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being new to the channel. Hopefully you stick around." Yeah, this pound for pound list was picked by the people. Like, you know, that's the difference between me and a lot of other people. Like, I get the people involved, I hear them out. You know what I'm saying? And we put this together. And I think this is a pretty solid list. Like I said, I do think there needs to be some updates. And we should actually, whenever we got like a down day or whatever and ain't nothing to really talk about, we should update our pound for pound list for sure. Because 4 months ago, we had Better Beef above Bivol. I don't know if that's the case anymore. And Bivol might have to go above Bam. No disrespect to Bam. I love Bam. I met Bam. Good dude. Cool dude. But I think Bivol needs to go above Bam now. You know what I mean? Luca the Demon says, "What's good, chat? But do y'all think Floyd finna box Tank? Are you referring to Floyd Schofield or Floyd Mayweather? Because either way, the answer is no. And I could tell just based off of that comment that you haven't been around boxing for a long time, or you don't really pay attention to boxing all like that. Why do I have hair below my nose? That's called a mustache, sir. The fuck is you talking about? Why do I have hair below my nose? You should ask your mother that question, Obi. You know what I mean? Because me and your mom get shaped up by the same barber. Your mom getting the barber chair right after me. Yo, these niggas be having crushes on me, bro. I swear to God, these niggas weird. I'm not flattered by another man being attracted to me. I'm actually offended by that. You heard a rumor about Floyd Mayweather and Tank? Oh, well, that's absolutely false. You know, first of all, Floyd Mayweather, he done told y'all he not letting these young niggas beat up on him. So that's one. He'll only take a fight if it's an exhibition for one, or if it's, and then that exhibition has to be somebody that he feels like he could beat. What has Haney done? He squeaked by Loma, but he beat Loma. He beat Loma, and he became undisputed at lightweight. Like, he obtained all the belts at lightweight. And then in his first fight at 140, he beat the WBC champion, Regis Prograis, who's a two-time world champion. You don't hear that shit? Your neighbor talking. Yo, our neighbor's such a bitch, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, these niggas don't know boxing, bro. It's crazy. She must be talking to her daughter. I don't know. She always be talking crazy to her daughter. I'm about to call CPS on that bitch. I'm about to snitch. Haney was a 154-pounder fighting actually. They some weirdos, I'm telling you. Haney was a 154-pounder fighting an actual 130-pounder and went life and death. J.A., what is you talking about, man? What is you talking about? Did Haney ever miss weight? Did Haney ever miss weight? And if he's such this fucking 154-pounder, he making 135 to fight smaller guys, wouldn't he be at a disadvantage because he drank himself so bad? That's the thing. It's like, no, Loma did not beat the fuck out of Haney. I thought Haney beat Loma. And Loma didn't start picking it up to the end, just like he did with Tiafimo. Come on, bro. Had that boy Loma ain't been wanting to fight since then. Talking about he don't want to fight no more. That was a fucking close. That was a good competitive fight, bro. Like, come on. Jake is finna lose. Bro. The fact that we even talking about Tank and fucking Jake Paul fighting is disgusting, bro. Like, seriously. That should not be what we talking about. And the fact that people cool with that, this boxing shit is disgusting, bro. Go 787, salute. He said, dude, I saw someone on the live saying that Tank should have put a rehydration limit on Roach, that he looked around 158. What? So you gonna make somebody come up and wait and put them on a rehydration clause? That's fucking wild. If Tank actually fights Jake Paul next, I'm done with Tank. On some real shit, bro, me too, bro. Like, you got all these fights that's in front of you. That's the fight you worried about? Cool. Fighters clown Jake and turn around and want to fight him makes no sense. Yeah. Oh, he ain't no real boxer, but I'll fight him, though. Like, y'all low-key admire that man because he make more money than y'all. Shut the fuck up. Turd Ferguson. Yo. Can you shout out my friend Lucanus? You got smacked with the wrench for that, but that's actually funny. Who you got, Bud or Canelo? Man, I done told y'all, Yasir, I think it's an uphill battle for Bud, man. I'm rooting for Bud, but I don't know, man. Like, he got the skills to, you know, get with Canelo and shit like that. What? I smoke crack. Damn. Yeah, this shit, yo, the trolls is in full effect. Let me see something. Hold up. There's a lot of comments coming in. My fault. Jibo said, I used to come on here and goofs was scarce. Now I see an uptick. MazUma TV must be making noise. That's what it's looking like, brother, because even the viewership is going up. Like, we had 75 people on here. I think that's the highest my live has ever been. Ever. I think that's a new record. Cause I was looking at the viewership, it got up to 75. But you know, like I said, man, like these weirdos, you know what I mean? They Tank fans, they weirdos. You feel me? You said my highest was 84? Oh, damn, I don't even remember that. That's dope, though. Ryan beat the fuck out of that boy drinking beer and smoking. Ravens, he tested positive performance enhancement drugs, bro. Why are you trying to, like, what's your point, brother? Like, what are you talking about? I mean, you sound like one of these weirdos that's just trying to overlook the fact that Devin got cheated. That's what we doing. Because if that's what we doing, we could just pack you up and get you up out of here. It's either you gonna stand for the right shit, you gonna stand for the integrity of the sport, or you gonna contribute, or you just gonna, be a part of nut shit. So what? Ain't help that left hook. All right, let's get him up out of here. Let's get him up out of here. He's a fucking goofy, bro. I can't stand motherfuckers like that. That didn't help his left hook. How the fuck you know? How the fuck you know? That's the thing. When motherfuckers is on performance enhancement drugs, you don't know how they benefited from it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it may very well have helped his left hook. Like, the fuck? That may very well have helped his left hook. It might get that them PEDs might have given the stamina necessary to still have power in that left hook. Them PEDs might have had, an effect where his left hook was stronger. Like, this is shit that people don't take into consideration because they've never boxed before. These motherfuckers have never been athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they never experienced shit in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? They be having so much hatred towards motherfuckers that they willing to suck. And most of these, it'd be funny. A lot of these dudes be black, just like Devin Haney, and they just be selling themselves out. And then he's sitting here defending Ryan Garcia and what he did in the fight, completely overlooking the fact that this dude, he hates your kind, bro. This John Ravens dude may very well be a black man. He hates your kind, and you sitting here studding up for him, standing up for him on some coon shit. It's disgusting, bro. I can't have conversations with people like that. That shit burns me out, cuz. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Pat Ponce Jr. Salute. He said, what was Canelo thinking when he agreed to fight Bivol a while back? Well, Bivol had some shaky performances. You feel what I'm saying? And Canelo, I think at one point in time, was trying to go out and, make history, but was trying to make like calculated moves. You feel what I'm saying? I think Eddie Reynoso, Canelo, they was looking at Bivol and be like, yo, we could beat this dude just based off of, their experience of what they've been through in the ring. They probably seen Bivol slipping a little bit. They was like, oh, yeah, we could beat him. Let's make this fight happen. They made the fight happen, and Bivol ended up fucking having one of the performances of his career. You see what I'm saying? So it backfired on them. It was a miscalculation. And, since then, they've been talking like they want that rematch. But, Bivol wants it at 168, and Canelo wants it at 175. So there's some things they just not seeing eye to eye on. And I don't think that fight is going to happen. And plus, Bivol don't need Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He really don't. Like, you beat him already. If anything, Canelo need him in order to, avenge that loss he took to him. But most likely, it's not going to happen. They not seeing eye to eye on the weight. And Canelo, he said, oh, I don't want to fight Bivol at 168 because if I beat him, they going to say he was weight drained. Not necessarily because Bivol's the one that's calling for it, not you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when Chad Dawson moved to 168 to fight Andre Ward, they couldn't really knock Andre Ward because Chad Dawson was the one who said he was willing to go to 168 to fight Ward. Kind of similar to how you said, you and your team said that y'all would fight Floyd at a catch weight. So when Floyd offered you a catch weight and you accepted it, they couldn't really knock Floyd because you're the one who brought it to the table. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Boots versus Virgil, who wins? I believe Boots wins that fight. Virgil has looked like he's gotten better. However, I do think with Boots' style, his if he fights discipline, if he fights a disciplined game plan where he sticks behind the jab, he uses his movement, him just being elusive, just being himself, just being the nice, intelligent boxer that he is, I think that he could really pick Virgil off. You feel what I'm saying? And with the power and explosiveness that Boots has as well, good body shots, I think he could slow Virgil down and really beat him up for 12 rounds. And if not, possibly stop Virgil. But Virgil is getting better. You know what I mean? I love that performance against Madrimov. You know what I mean? He is crafty. I was watching the fight over. He definitely got some crafty ways about him. And if Boots fights the wrong game plan, he might have a tough time or even come up short against Virgil. But I think Boots and him and who he truly is, and what he brings to the table, I think he's more than capable of beating Virgil. Just my opinion. Anonymous said, I'm glad that fight is getting more popular. Boots needed more young rivals to get credit for if he beats them. It looks like a crop of fighters was coming up from 140 to go into 147. I wonder if Turkey Al-Sheikh is serious in making Boots fight, that crop of young talented guys like T.O., Ryan, Devin. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, Boots might as well stick around down there. You know what I mean? He might as well stick around and make those fights happen. Because let's say if he were to fight Devin and he beat Devin, because he'll clearly beat Devin in my opinion, his name will get bigger. If he fights Ryan as a part of that fight and beats Ryan, which he'll clearly beat Ryan, his stock will get bigger. If he was to punch on T.O., his stock will get bigger. It's just it'll be some great opportunities for Boots. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just my opinion, though. You think 47 is a hard cut for him now? Well, if it's a unification fight, he ain't gotta worry about, rehydration limits and shit like that. So he gonna look sensational against Danny on this. Watch. 54 got great names. Yeah, they do. 54 the most stacked division in my opinion. Did y'all see that? Hey, wait. Who? Joey Spencer fighting Tim Tszyu? Like, seriously? Joey Spencer must not want to box much longer, man. You know what I mean? Like, he got money. He be hunting and shit like that. He got a lot of good shit going on. He probably don't want to box no more. Or he don't really care to be in boxing too much longer because he got bread. It ain't like he fighting it's not like he fighting his way out of poverty or nothing like that. But Tim Tszyu himself, man, Joey gonna be in trouble. Joey gonna be in real trouble. What the fuck has Joey Spencer done since getting stopped by Jesus Ramos? Has he gotten back like in the winning column? I haven't even heard nothing from Joey Spencer since then. I swear to God, bro. That nigga been playing it low key ever since Jesus whooped his ass. Let me see. Let's see what Joey Spencer was getting into. Come on, man. Wow, this shit tweaking. Yeah, I remember Joey Spencer was getting all this attention. He got PBC Prospect of the Year. I remember Boxing Ego used to post him. He was like this decorated amateur, and he was training with Andre Ward and Virgil Hunter. And I'm like, damn, like this kid looking like he the goods. For some reason, it's not coming up on my fucking... Yeah, BoxRec tweaking on my laptop, so I can't see. But, yeah, man. I don't know what Joey Spencer has been doing since then, but that's a tough fight for Joey, bro. Tough fight for Joey. I don't know what's going on. You see how people start leaving when you start talking about fighters they don't know nothing about? I only know about Tank. I'm confused now. I'm out of here. Fucking goofies. If you want to drive these trolls out and all this shit, you know what I mean? You just got to talk some real boxing. They'll wither themselves out. You feel me? Yeah, that's all they know about is Tank. Oh, BoxRec is undergoing maintenance and will be back soon. I thought it was my Wi-Fi. All right. Meatball eating ass dude. Jonathan Salam. Your mother is a meatball catcher. Do women weaken legs? They have for me. Hey, babe. Babe. She got her AirPods in. But women, they've weakened mine, for sure. I ain't gonna lie to you. It affect everybody differently though. I feel a difference when I have sex during camp. What? These niggas, man, shout out to Ralph, bro. These niggas is weird, bro. I swear to God. But well, one last question before I get up out of here, man, because it's late night, but I still got some cleaning to do around the crib. So, what we talking about? I tell my fighters to not do it. Yeah, but I mean, how I sound telling motherfuckers to not have sex? You feel me? Niggas gonna do what they want. Niggas gonna be niggas. You see what I mean? So, I got fighters that cut back from sex. There's fighters that don't cut back from sex. It affect everybody differently, man. I don't clean. Shit, you crazy. My landlord just paid me to clean his whole, his hallways and shit like that in the apartment. And he about to start hiring me to do clean outs for when people move out. You know what I mean? He just sent me a check earlier to clean his hallways. It was dirty, bro. It was really bad. If you were vegan, would you be underperforming in the ring? I know there's some vegans. Like I heard that kid that's with Overtime Boxing. That one dude, he at 135 right now. He knocked out Hank Lundy. What's his name? The fuck is his name, y'all? He knocked out Hank Lundy. He on Overtime. Kurt Scooby. They said Kurt Scooby is a vegan. Shout out to Anonymous. He be on top of that shit. They say he a vegan and that's how he makes 35 so easy. You know, I've heard of a few, but Bernard Hopkins, who's a vegan now, said that you should not be vegan while you should not be a vegan. They talking about, then they say, oh no, they said Mario Bacoli a vegetarian. Now, that's bullshit. Ain't no way his big ass a vegetarian. But they were saying how Bernard Hopkins, who's now a vegan, and he's known for having like this healthy lifestyle and all that stuff, he said that it's not a good idea to be vegan as you're a professional because it could take away from like, I think he was saying something about like you need pasta and you need like steaks and like you're gonna need like those things in order to be strong and shit like that. But I don't know. I don't know if there's a definitive answer for that. I think it just depends on the person. Me personally, I don't think I could ever be a vegan. You feel what I mean? Like I'm not even into vegetables and shit like that, man. I like my chicken. I like my steaks. You know what I'm saying? I like my junk food. Shit, I even get into a little fast food here and there. You know what I mean? I just can't see myself ever being a vegan. Yeah, Bacoli probably be a light heavyweight if that nigga was a vegan or a vegetarian. But then again, I don't really know what vegetarians eat, so I'm gonna take that back. I don't know. But I know for sure that motherfucker, he definitely eat chicken. Like he not on no weird shit, but like what I'm trying to say is like he definitely eat things outside of the vegetarian group. Like he be eating his steak. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody trying like you be eating that ground beef. You look like a ground beef eating motherfucker. Protein from fish, chicken, steaks. Yeah, I don't believe that, cuz. I don't believe that at all. Whoever said that was a lying motherfucker. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna finish cleaning the crib and shit like that. You feel what I mean? Shout out to everybody that came through and showed love to the channel. This was a great, eventful live. Had some great conversations as well. A lot of trolls. But shout out to my, my moderators for doing what they do and packing motherfuckers up and getting them out of here, man. The real gonna prevail. The real boxing talk will always stand. And all that weird shit is out the door. You feel what I mean? Until then, this Mazuma TV. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.